Like It or Not with Benjamin Dixon starts now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. This is Like It or Not, where we're free to tell the truth
and not care who doesn't like it.
It is Monday, April 19th, 2021. How's everyone doing? We took a 3-day weekend this weekend. How was your weekends, Rebecca and James?
It was good. My weekend was really good. I had left town for my best friend's baby shower. It was good. I was super tired. I will say that, but it was good.
Right.
Good. James, how was your weekend, man?
Mine was pretty good. Helped a friend get situated in their new place and then chilled with a special friend. So it was pretty good.
Hey.
I love a special friend chill.
A little special friend, you know.
All right. Sound like everybody had a more eventful weekend than mine. I just laid around and watched movies and then did phone calls all weekend. But other than that, it was good to rest. We had a reset, man. Last week's news was just stupid. Like it was just it was a lot. It was a lot, so I'm glad we had a chance.
Look, but why did we come on like it's a weekend show? Look at everybody's outfits. First of all, we were just like, hey,
we didn't compare notes or anything. It was all in this. We were all in the same spirit, boy. I was like, you know what? I had a blazer somewhere. I was like, you know what? The hell with this blazer. Let me just throw a hoodie on and call it a day.
Right. I was like, man, okay, I don't have time to get cute. I gotta get off this phone call. Get on. I gotta just throw something on real quick.
And look, I had a new polo in the closet. And I was like, you know what? It's one of them days. I don't feel like getting this iron out. Let me just I'm gonna throw this polo on right quick.
And that doesn't mean that we're Mondaying the Monday. It's just, we're
rejecting Monday.
We're free.
Exactly.
We're free.
Yes.
We're free.
We're free to say, listen, we're gonna dress on Monday like we would dress on Friday. And so since we didn't have a show Friday, we'll just call it this. This is our Friday episode.
Yeah.
But there's no more Monday blues around here, even though we're in the absolute worst business to worry about some goddamn Monday blues, because it's like everything happens over the weekend. Like if we don't want the Monday blues, we need to just start doing just a straight music show or something like that. But anyway, that's not what the people are here for. They're here for some politics. So what say ye, ladies and gentlemen? We gonna cover some politics today. What we got? I'm laughing because of this. Okay, I tell you what. We'll start. We'll start with some good news and some not so good news, but it's
because there was a lot that happened over the weekend. To be honest,
yeah, it was. It really was.
Even on
the
Friday that we missed, so there was a lot that we definitely have to go into. I know that you said what say ye, but we had a packed weekend, so it's like we probably won't even get through all of it. That's how much news dropped, including like a whole mass shooting. So it was a lot that happened.
It was a couple mass shootings, like
a couple of them.
I took a day off of Twitter, 2 days off Twitter, and I came back and there's 2 whole mass shootings. Like this 45 so far in this was in a month period.
Yeah.
Every single day, I think it's been a mass shooting, a black man murdered, and somebody it's been a mass shooting. I know you retweeted it, Ben. Mass shooting, black man murdered, and another white man getting richer. A rich man's getting richer.
A rich man getting richer.
That's the news. That's the news cycle every single day between. I retweeted it, but it's sad and because it's true. It's sad because it's true. It's almost like people just could not wait. They started getting these vaccines and they went out and started shooting people. Like, and I know this is a horrible thing to wonder. Like, do these mass shooters did they really wait to get their vaccines before they went back out and started shooting again? Because
no, I don't think
it feels
so.
like it just feels like the uptick is going. It's just going up and up and up and up. Or were these mass shootings happening during the shutdown and we just had so many other crazy things going on? Because it's out of control, man. The fact that it's happening every day and people are getting killed every day and we're still in the same political position where nobody's going to do anything to fix any of this. That happens every single day.
Yeah.
I kind of feel it's just because people, I don't know, it's just, I think these are just psychopaths already to begin with. Pandemic I think made it worse, but vaccines, no, because at that point I'm sure they don't care about no vaccine. They just want to go kill. Are they frustrated or whatever else it is?
Well,
So Ben, like, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say because we do have some of the data on how
Yes.
far up the mass shootings have gone.
A lot.
Let's go through that real quick. We're only in April, and mass shootings in the U.S. have increased nearly 73% from the same period last year. A gun violence researcher says each new shooting is likely to spark another. There have been 147 mass shootings in the U.S. since New Year's Day, compared to 85 such incidents between January 1st and April 16th, 2020, according to data published by the Gun Violence Archive. In the last 48 hours, there have been shootings in Texas and in Wisconsin. And so this is not just a feeling that we have. It's the fact of the matter is that mass shootings have gone up 73%. So it is almost like James and Rebecca. It's almost like, the pandemic slowed it down because people were not, let's say in school. So there weren't that many mass shootings at schools because schools were shut down. And as soon as we started the trend of opening back up slowly but surely, we have seen mass shootings go up 73% in 2021. And this is including, of course, everyone remembers just last month, the ATL spa shootings, the shooting spree and the Boulder shooting spree. I mean, this is a pandemic in and of itself, inside of the middle of the worst medical pandemic that we've had in 100 years. We're still facing a daily pandemic of mass shootings, and it seems as though this is the only country that can't get anything done about it. So yeah, no, I didn't know that 73%. There you go.
73%. And
That's crazy.
I think, it literally is wild. But imagine how long this has been happening. This is nothing new, but I think that because it's the topic of conversation right now, it makes for good headlines for each mass shooting. And now they are actually calling them mass shootings instead of a shooting happened at the local FedEx, a shooting happened at, a supermarket, and now they're calling it what it is, a mass shooting. It's been mass shootings a lot of times that we just covered as shootings, but now because it is a topic of conversation, we're going to call a thing all of the sudden. Yep. But it's just very interesting to see that all of this is happening all this is happening back to back, and people are so worried about other things. And I'll say this, not to say that people shouldn't take a break from what's happening, because you need to. You got to find joy wherever you can. But the people that I'm talking about are people who are in spaces to make a difference in those particular areas when it comes to like gun reform, when it comes to fighting for the rights of people of color. They have seats and they have voices. And I'm talking about our elected officials, and they're on Twitter just talking about other things. I don't know what I was looking at this morning. And I'm trying to remember who it was, but I just looked at it. I'm like, an elected official talking about COVID with, was it COVID with lions or what? No, it was ABC News discussing how a potential poacher was trampled. And I'm like, people are getting killed in America. They posted that story about 4 times looking for results. And I'm like,
wait, I didn't hear which story. Which story are you talking about?
It was a poacher. Is this what it was? It was
the poachers.
A poacher.
Okay.
A poacher had got trampled, a suspected poacher. And I'm not saying that's not a good story. A suspected poacher got trampled by elephants. Because actually, it was the irony of it all. But
yeah.
Wow.
At the same time, I'm like, okay, posted it because I'm like, okay, I scrolled. Then they had it in ABC News had it in another way, different wording. Scrolled. Then it was there again. I'm like, yo, because when I didn't even get a chance to really understand or see all of these headlines for the young boy that died the other day, and I didn't see as much for the guy that died before, Dante. So it's like y'all over here doing about 5-6 headlines back to back about a potential poacher because y'all love the animals so much, and which you should, but people's lives, Black people's lives, should definitely matter.
Well, they know
more than that.
They know those stories resonate with us. Like they know how to get my attention, because you put a story up there of a poacher, somebody who like, you know, goes out and kills big game and shoots lions, and you post a story of a lion eating that thing,
poacher, huh?
eating. Oh man,
suspected poacher. And that's like, first it started off with suspected, didn't get a lot of eyes on that. Changed it to alleged, didn't get a lot of eyes on that. Then they was like poacher trampled. I'm like, okay.
There you go. That's the one. That's the headline.
That's the one.
You see what I'm saying? So I wonder if they can put that same energy into when a black man is killed. Okay. And if we can get the attention of people to read on what's happening with that. Like if we can do the same thing, post about 5, 6, 10 times in a day, in an hour. Definitely help people, to get the point across, to get the news across, because this thing is happening so much. This thing is happening so much, or we don't even know how normal it is. I don't think we really grasp how normal it's become for people to walk into a store and just start shooting up the place. And now we're walking into stores, our anxiety is heightened. If somebody gets close to me, and don't let it be a white man, because now I'm going to be looking like I don't know. That man looks a little irritable. Now I got to like prejudge him, and I hate to do that because we don't want nobody prejudging us. But this is what I'm looking at, because I'm like, everybody's going to look at this as normal, but they're not really correlating this to most of the shooters that go and shoot up places.
But you're right, though. You're absolutely right. That's I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just laughing because you said like that. You know, that white man looks irritable, like irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, or something. Be careful. This man might have too much gas and start shooting up everybody.
He was bothered. He had a bad day. He was irritable. Right. You know what I mean? He has a mental issue. He didn't like the way his mom talked to him yesterday. So
honestly, y'all,
no, that's the one. That's the one right there.
My anxiety is, when I say through the roof. And I'm just gonna say it like this: I can't go to the white folks' grocery store no more. I had to go to the grocery stores in the hood. I mean, call the spade a spade.
You're safer, man.
I don't know what the hell is gonna happen.
I'll drive 15, 20 minutes away.
Scary, dude.
I'm laughing because it's true. Man, y'all are safer in the hood. Y'all locking y'all doors, y'all driving through the hood. What y'all need to do is drive to the hood so y'all don't be getting shot up and all these.
Exactly.
These white boys going out here to the grocery store. They going to Whole Foods. They going to you know what I mean? They going to all the gentrified places and they just letting it rip. And, you know, if you got to go to the hood to be safe, go to the hood and be safe, man. I feel you.
Yeah.
Because the hood folks is going to Buckhead and taking tires off of cars, okay, for money.
Hello?
So, they not really bothering nobody when it comes to that.
They not bothering nobody.
They're looking for money. They just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's
I'm
terrible
laughing.
too.
I'm laughing. I mean, this is where we are, right? Because one of the mass shootings this weekend was committed by a black man, but it was a targeted mass shooting according to the authorities. Like, it was, you know, he went in and shot apparently people he was looking for. I don't have all the details, but the way they framed it in the media was like, you know, he's still on the loose, but they're not lumping it into all the broader mass shootings that we have all the time, even though it meets the threshold. I mean, it is a mass shooting. Anytime a shooting occurs with more than 4 people involved, it's categorized as a mass shooting. So a black man just committed a mass shooting this weekend, but it's something pretty random about when these white dudes get irritable, Rebecca, and then they just go on just random shooting sprees, and then sometimes they're targeted. Look at the dude in Atlanta. Like, he had a very specific. You don't know how to win in this country. Like how do you survive? Right? You could be a specific target and avoid it, or you could just end up as a random target in this country because we love guns so much. We won't do anything about guns. We won't do anything about background checks. We literally won't do anything even after they started killing children. And so here we are. You know, April, what is it? 73% more mass shootings in 2021. And that's in a country where mass shootings are every single day already. So
it's not to say that a black person committing the crime makes it, you know, less terrible. Mass shooting is a mass shooting, and it's bad no matter who does the thing. Like, people should not be losing their lives because of whatever reason, right? But what they'll do is make sure that when it is a black person or you know, a person of color, they got to make sure they put it out there and have the face. We wait days until we find out who that white man was, even though it be all over camera. We will wait days until we find out who the mass shooter is. But as soon as it is a person of color, and those are, if we compare it to the amount of times that we have seen mass shootings.
Jimmy was having a bad day, Rebecca. You got to excuse little Jimmy.
Exactly. But
since Jimmy was having moment for him.
Since Billy Bob, and I can't say Billy Bob because Billy Bob, I don't think Billy Bob is going to come here and do that. You know who it's going to be? It's going to be Chase. It's going to be Chad. It's going to be Chet. It's going to be, Chuck. Chuck was having a bad day. So we're not gonna put
his
Chuck
mother talked to him the wrong way. She didn't give him the right oatmeal in the morning.
Exactly.
So he was having an irritable day.
The massage therapist wasn't doing what he wanted, so he just went off that day. What the hell?
He's really young. He's really, really young, and he deserves an opportunity, a second chance at life.
Right.
Why that police officer done killed a 13-year-old little boy? Come on now, stop playing with me.
Say that.
Playing with me. Like, you guys are out here, and that's why we have to make sure we lay it on the line and we tell you guys, okay, it's not a mass shooting is wrong either way. But when they highlight so much when it's a person of color, that's why we have things like the Muslim ban that came about, because they highlighted it so much and they didn't want to call what was happening already on our soil, on American soil, domestic terrorism.
They try to do that right now. Yeah.
So yes, exactly. And so we will definitely call what white folks do at, an alarming rate.
It is pretty
crime, like this is y'all. This is y'all arena.
This is wild. This is wild, and it is literally the exact thing that is enough to destroy the country, because they don't have any intention or willpower to do anything about it. Like, AR-15s, they're never even going to get a basic, an additional universal background check before you can just go and pick up that weapon of mass destruction and carry it out. And that's the way, we literally are not going to do anything about it. And it's been that way since Sandy Hook. And all we see now is just more and more and more. And that report that we just talked about, the 73% increase, right? They're saying that with every new shooting, there's a likelihood of more shootings. So it's the copycat effect. You know what I mean? You have people who look at the impact. I don't even think it's the notoriety. I think you have some people out here. I know for a fact you have people out here who want to cause as much harm as possible, not just in physical lives being taken, but the emotional trauma. Right? They're literally out here competing with each other to see how many hearts they can break. And the more we cover it, and of course we have to cover it. So it's a catch-22. I get it. We have to put it on the news. But every time we put it on the news, it makes it that much more likely that another one is going to happen.
I was just going to say that.
They're sitting around there seeing the kind of impact that last shooter had. And they want that kind of shooting. Yeah.
And it's almost like people who sit around and watch those extreme killing shows or whatever. And I used to watch them, but I started being like, this is giving people ideas, people who already have issues, and it's giving them ideas. So when they watch us cover this and things like that, and when we say when you said, and I hate to say, and even saying this on air bothers me because I feel like we're spilling secrets of trying to keep each other safe. Like when you said, Bubba, that you got to go to the hood.
Yeah.
To go do that. And now I'm like, in my mind, even saying it's bothering me right now. Cause I'm like, in my mind, is somebody going to think, okay, that's where it's at, that's and pull up? You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's like, we have to cover it, but it's like, then it's like, we need to keep our little circle safe, our family safe, our friends safe, people who are watching safe. But yeah, we gotta get on here, and how are we going to get to the masses to understand? But then everybody else who wants to know how to get somewhere is watching this too. And it's all much. It's like, why would I have this rabbit hole, this anxiety take me down that type of rabbit hole? You know what I mean? And it shouldn't be that we live this way. It shouldn't be that we have to think this way. It's almost like I feel borderline crazy. You know what I mean?
Just don't go anywhere. It's like that's all. That's the only thing you got left is stay in the house.
Like, who wants to do that again? We already. That's why I try to tell people.
Right.
I even working in the corporate space and trying to take a leave of absence just to clear my mind about things, and they were like, no, and I'm like, how? Because I'm dealing with the pandemic. I'm dealing with the pandemic in one hand. People dying from COVID around me, and then anxiety from that. But then also police officers and police brutality and police killing people who look just like me for no reason, getting away with it. Then mass shootings just happening. Like,
Just
I need a break.
Single day. It's
you
crazy.
see what I'm saying? Like, but all of this it almost makes me feel like a crazy person having to live like that. It really does.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, but it is. I mean, don't let it make you feel like you're going. We're living in a crazy society. Like everything around us is crazy.
Yes.
The fact that we let 600,000 people die from COVID-19, that's completely asinine. Like that's some shit that you would literally watch in a movie. Nope, it's our real life. The fact that we had a whole blown insurrection terrorist attack on January 6th and nobody's doing anything, and then add on top of the fact that they militarized Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, right? And so we're living in a ridiculous movie where nobody did anything on January 6th, but they are out here like shooting people in the eye with rubber bullets in Minnesota to stop people protesting on behalf of Black lives. That's asinine. The fact that we're having mass shootings every single day and everybody's like, oh no, there's nothing we can do about it. That's completely ridiculous. But that's the level of absurdity that's necessary to maintain this ridiculous system that we live in. So don't let them make you feel like you're crazy. This entire goddamn system is crazy, and we're just survivors. That's all.
And
Every single one of us are surviving.
It's the manipulation. It's almost like if we can compare it to a relationship as well. It's not even, why do I have to take on like feeling crazy because of how I'm feeling and how I have to choose to live because of what's happening in the world. But that's what they want you to do, right? Yeah. And it's crazy because with all this happening, people of color still, will try to go out and make sense of all this with the heightened anxiety. But the way that I see it in the community that I live in right now, white folks are okay. They're okay. They act like nothing is happening around them. And I look at them like, I want to walk around like you. Like, I want to walk around like you in this world. I want to go to the grocery store and not have to worry. Like, I used to listen to music to get me through, grocery shopping. I gotta take them out of my ear to hear all around me walking in. Where's the exit? Why isn't there an exit close to here? What do I need? And I get it all in this one section, where I'm parking, those kind of things. And I'm just
gotta keep one ear in the real world because you never know who's going to be walking around you.
You don't.
Yes. But I mean, here we are. We're making it through. We're doing what we can. But it's a thing. It is a thing.
I don't think it's unreasonable at all. It's not unreasonable at all. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. For people to be like, looking over their shoulder, to keep one eye open, to keep your ears and know where the exits are, because it's happening every day. Just pick your city, right? So it's we're really dealing with a Russian roulette of irritable white men. Like, what city are you in? And was there a white man who got irritable in your city today? That's really what's going to be the key determinant factor of whether or not you have a mass shooting in your city. But there are mass shootings every single day in this country. So you all are not crazy. Don't even think of it in that regards. Just think of it in regards of you're doing what you got to do to survive this ridiculous American empire. So here we are. I want to shift gears a little bit, and then we'll take a break. I think I'm going to read. I'm going to take David's advice on. Last time we took David's advice, it didn't really go too well.
Right?
Don't do that.
Don't do David like that.
David's saying we should go to this story, and why the hell not? So the Pentagon has confirmed. Last year they released video of unidentified flying objects, and the Pentagon, or actually they didn't release it, it got leaked. And so last week the Pentagon confirmed that the leaked photos and videos of unidentified flying objects taken in 2019 are legitimately that. They are unidentified flying objects. And so last year the Pentagon released 3 videos showing an unidentified aerial phenomenon, clips that the U.S. Navy had previously confirmed were real. Now, Dwayne, I want to make sure you had time to pull that clip. If we have that clip, it's a clip discussing this exact thing where, and you can actually see the footage. But this is what the This is what the Pentagon is now confirming is actually real. So let's take a quick look at this footage from the Pentagon.
In night vision video from a Navy destroyer, a mysterious flying triangle above the deck of the ship.
What the hell?
The Pentagon confirming the images obtained by documentary filmmaker Jeremy Corbell were taken by Navy personnel, expected to be a part of a report on unidentified aerial phenomenon to be presented to Congress this summer. Already online, some skeptics say the images are caused by cameras trying to focus, but some of the objects go beyond just flying in the sky. One shows a spherical object dipping into the ocean, similar to an incident in Puerto Rico where an object was tracked buzzing an airport, then flying into the water, popping back out before appearing to split into two and disappearing. Over the last several weeks, some of the nation's top former intelligence officials have been raising eyebrows.
Look at that thing. It's rotating.
Former CIA Director R. James Woolsey said he knew of a case where a plane was paused in midair.
A friend of mine was able to have his aircraft stop at 40,000 feet or so and not continue
that's creeping me out.
Operating
as a normal aircraft. What was going on?
In December, ex-CIA Director John Brennan said it was arrogant to believe there are no other forms of life other than the ones on Earth. And former intelligence chief John Radcliffe says officials have been tracking technology beyond our capabilities.
We're talking about objects picked up by satellite imagery that are difficult to explain.
Like another incident off the coast of California in 2004 when a fighter squadron encountered an object that seemed to defy gravity.
What do you think it is?
I honestly don't know. I don't think that we have developed that technology. I don't think we developed it on this planet.
Wow,
video from that encounter and two other incidents were officially released by the Pentagon last year. Now new signs that the Pentagon could declassify more sightings of what they can't explain.
And guys, now here's the thing about those last three F-18 videos. I recently asked the former director of the Advanced Aerial Threat Identification Program at the Pentagon, point blank, are those the only videos that the government has? He said no, those were probably the least compelling videos. And in some videos, you see an object about 50 feet away from the cockpit.
You know what's funny, though, is that, you know, unbelievably, Trump did. You remember Trump was going out there saying that we contacted aliens and all this other stuff, and everybody just swept that crap under the rug.
Hey,
maybe 45 was on or something.
All I'll say is that if two things. Space is too big for us to be by ourselves, and Earth is too ghetto for them to actually come down here and tell us that they're around.
Earth is ghetto.
I want to leave.
But some of that stuff looks scary because I don't like watching any alien nothing. I don't, because I watched something called The Sixth Sense or something. The Sixth something. I don't remember, but it was all live footage. That it was real footage of like alien.
So it wasn't Sixth Sense.
A little girl has been missing since. They can't figure out why the little girl's gone. They didn't charge the lady. They got her on video, like off the bed. I don't even want to talk about it because I can't even go into that.
This really, because I could tell it was bothering you as we were playing it. It really bothers you.
It don't sit right with me because, you know, when you are a little, you know, I've always been scared of the dark. I've always been like that kind of girl. So when you just live alone and just be out here in these streets and then like that lady's whole story.
You're talking about somebody in the chat room said you're talking about The Fourth Kind.
Yes,
it was a series of I remember that. That was
it wasn't no series. It was a movie, and I sat in the movie theater thinking it was going to be some kind of like fake phenomenon thingy. No, it had real, actual footage. Right. Police officers killing themselves after encountering whatever that thing was on video.
Well, in that case,
whatever it was going into people's heads, telling them to kill folks. No way. I don't even want to talk about it. It's just not right. It's just
it's not right.
Can it possibly be any worse? Could aliens actually be any worse than Americans? Like, let's just be real. Like, the shit we do to ourselves, pretty. I mean, I know we could always talk about Alien the movie, but I'm talking about just intelligent like species. Like, we'd be better off at this juncture being run by some alien overlords than be run by the system we're currently run by. But anyway,
somebody said it was all fake. Okay, thank you. Look, was it all fake? Because they said
I'm pretty sure.
They said it was real when I went to watch it. It said what?
No, he's saying he said it could be worse. Yeah.
You could get like an alien Donald Trump that wanted to like eat brains and stuff.
I mean, we're not too far from that in real life, though.
But people really create a shrine for that, though. They would definitely create like a shrine for it being. It looks like Donald Trump or
Donald Trump, right?
All right, I tell you what. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we have more news, more politics, more shenanigans, more like it or not. After this.
Take me to your leader. Good morning again, y'all. James Buffalo Williams, y'all, DJ exclusive. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat room checking us out this morning. Good morning, Mama. Good morning, Sensation. Had to shout y'all out before we get everything started today. Want to read a couple of super chats for you real quick before you get into this music. Betty Anton, thank you so much for your super chat. Says this stuff doesn't happen in other countries. It's devastating how many lives have been taken because the government hasn't taken the action that other governments have. Doesn't have to be the same, but something big has to change. Amen, buddy. Thank you for your super chat. Tiger, he says, I went to the zoo with my family yesterday and all I could think about was, what if someone shows up and starts shooting? That's terrible that we got to live like that, but that's the way it is, man. Hate that. Fady again says, stay strong, guys. Much love. We appreciate y'all. Again, y'all, good morning, y'all. We about to get into some of this good music. So here we go, like it or not.
So casually keep diving into concrete, so bittersweet.
Shout out to everybody, Savage Sweetheart. Good morning, Purple Rain Hearts. It Get a 9. Chuck Diesel. What's up, brother? Nat A, Nat M, my Nat Squad. Good morning, y'all. Mark S. Good morning, good morning. Y'all beat me up, Scotty.
Sometimes everything just gets hard. Sometimes everything just gets harder. Feeling like I'm missing some parts.
It's True the Dragon, I hear you. Pixie on the moon, good morning.
I remember what you were saying. Sometimes all you need is a spark. Maybe just a better.
Oh, y'all, if y'all feel so inclined, please tip your DJ. Let's tip your DJ. DJ X3C, y'all. Cash App and Venmo. Y'all stay tuned. We got to read some of our new patrons coming up. Lavelle M, yes I have.
Midnight. So hard to please.
She did. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Not yet. Not yet. No.
Hard to keep the hearing niggas colder. You know. Sometimes everything just gets hard. Sometimes everything just gets harder.
Anna Hart, good morning. Good morning.
They just keep on getting much darker. Even when I'm down in the
Purple Rain Hearts is
I remember what you were saying. Sometimes all you need is a spark.
I'm so silly.
Maybe just a better kind of bitter.
Y'all are so stupid. Lisa Noel, good morning, y'all. Good morning. Now we good? Okay. All right, welcome back. Shout out to the Rebecca's in the building, y'all. Welcome back. Ben and Rebecca, y'all.
Rebecca, I've been in the building.
No, I think they're talking about Rebecca's in the chat room.
It's like 5 of y'all now. Yeah, it's like a whole lot of y'all. Yeah.
Oh, Rebecca's squad. Okay, Rebecca in the chat. What's
Rebecca
up? I didn't even know there was one in the chat. Well, Rebecca Burns.
Like 3 or 4.
Okay, to all the Rebeccas.
Burns, Azor, and another one, I think.
How y'all doing in the chat? But yes.
Hey, how about special shout out to Andy from Ohio.
Andy. Oh my gosh.
Andy from Ohio, like, and see, I thought she had just sent it to me. Like, I was like, oh, isn't that nice? She's looking out for her favorite host of all hosts, and then I know she sent a little gift to everybody. So shout out to Andy.
Welcome to Like It or Not, you know the Benjamin Dixon show with Benjamin Dixon. But she was like, welcome to Like It or Not with Benjamin Dixon and Bubba
and Rebecca. Yeah.
So she done sent it to all 3 of us. And
so what did she put in your notes?
Look, I don't know what message you got, but what she sent me was, hey, something like go get some crab legs.
Get those crab legs.
Yes, let me look because she's so sweet.
Yeah, because she is. I'm pulling it up myself because she put a specialized note.
It says go get crab legs. Andy from Ohio, and thank you so. When I said that was the most sweetest thing, when I looked at it, like I was telling Ben, I was like, oh, I don't know a man named Andy. I never gave him my phone number. I don't.
That's hilarious. She sent to me and she said for Zaxby's trips in the future, Andy from Ohio. All right.
Yeah. So with me, she told me, she said, she's like, I said Ben for Zaxby's trips and Rebecca for crab legs. She's like, I didn't know what to send yours for, so just enjoy it and have fun and get whatever you need. Yeah, I'm like, I damn sure will. Thank you so much.
And here go me with crab legs. I'm too rich for my blood. Crab legs.
Do it. The crab legs. Crab legs are expensive, man, especially in the pandemic.
Thank you.
But no, yes, definitely. See the way. Listen, new room, man. Make sure your microphone is on, man. But no, shout out to Andy from Ohio for sending us all a little, not even little. Like she sent a little grip. I was like, wait a minute.
She did.
I was like, okay.
She really did.
I was like, girl, that's why I thought it was. I was like, whose man is this? Because I don't have one. I don't know why they said it'd be food money.
sending me money from another woman that ain't my wife, trying to get me in trouble.
I was like, whose woman? But thank
that's
you
why
so
I said.
much.
That's why I said. Let me put it on air so the feds don't think that they could actually use that against me. But anyway, I digress.
Right.
Andy from Ohio, thank you once again. You really made my.
Thank you, Andy. Love you.
Yeah, and it wasn't even about the money. It was just that you thought, and I knew if you sent it to me, that's how I know your heart is so big. I knew if she sent it to me, she sent it to the other 2. But I know that is what kind of heart that you have. It's natural, it's sweet, and you're
don't feel obligated in the audience if you can't afford to give that kind of money. Just send it to me. Don't send it to the whole group.
What? DJ X3C Venmo Cash App. DJ X3C Venmo Cash App. Okay, here,
look. My cash tag is Becca's voice. $, Becca's voice, and it'll go to a great place. Probably, as Dwayne said, to an Ethernet cord for me for this internet, and it has to be very long, very long. That reaches from back here.
And let me tell you something. Let me tell you, she did send enough because I pulled up to the Zaxby's one day and ordered for the whole family. I was like, hot damn, what the hell did I order? Zaxby's expensive as hell. So thank you for covering that cost.
I had two snow crab legs. It's expensive.
Yeah, no, two snow crab enough for 2 snow crab, 2 orders of snow crab, and maybe like a $5 tip. But anyway, thanks.
Did you cook it yourself? It's like cheaper if you cook it.
Right.
But I came from a long trip, and I feel like she felt that in her spirit and her shanana. So she was like,
I know Rebecca's traveling and she running low on gas. Let me listen a little bit of gas.
Let me get some crab legs to get while she's traveling.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, listen, let's hit a couple more stories before we take it to the after party and get even more ignorant. Rebecca, what are you watching in the news?
It's so crazy that we have to go back a few steps. So forgive us for coming from a moment of joy to have to get back
you
here.
You said I just stole y'all joy.
It's crazy. But, over the weekend, something that happened has hit social media. And I think I was late on it. I think I was like, a week late on it. and before we get to the story, I think I was a week late on it. And just because we're getting to the story, I know that when I threw it into the chat, I was like, did anybody see this? Did anybody see what's going on? And our producer was like, yeah, that's a little old. And I think it was like maybe 4 or 5 days old, but I didn't want to use that terminology, but that's how normal the story that we're going into.
Oh, it's that God, dog. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes, I didn't realize it was... and he didn't mean to say it in that way, like it was bad. But he was just saying like, and I'm like, that's crazy that you are right. It's old now because somebody else got shot.
Yeah,
right. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
So,
it's not the most recent it's not the most recent police shooting.
Yes.
God, dog.
And I hate to call it police shooting because the police ain't the ones getting shot. These police is out here shooting black people, random people, kids. Ooh, don't get me started. I hate the terminology police shooting, but that's how we refer to it. But on Thursday night, COPA, Chicago's Civilian Office of Police Accountability, released body cam footage of a police officer killing 13-year-old Adam Toledo. COPA released 17 body cams, 4 third-party videos, and several audio transmissions and police reports related to the shooting. The family of Adam Toledo previously viewed them on Tuesday. Mayor Lori Lightfoot and Adam's family said in a joint statement released a few hours before the videos went public, quote, "We acknowledge that the release of this video is the first step in the process toward the healing of the family, the community, in our city. We understand that the release of this video will be incredibly painful and elicit an emotional response to all who view it. And we ask that people express themselves peacefully." According to the footage, it's possible that the child was holding a gun at the beginning, but he tosses it very quickly and complies with the police, putting his hands up. After his hands were raised, the officer opened fire. Adam, a seventh grader.
Wow.
Adam, a seventh grader at Gary Elementary School in Little Village, was pronounced dead at the scene. According to his family, quote, Adam was a loved and supported 13-year-old boy. He lived with his mother, his 90-year-old grandfather, who outlived him, y'all, and 2 siblings. His father was in his life. I don't know why but his father was in his life. I guess we have to say that. They all loved him very much. The Toledo family is a close-knit family. They look after each other. Adam attended Gary Elementary School, where he had the support of his teachers and his classmates. Adam was not alone. And I said that, well, I don't know why we have to say that, because they have to say that about a 13-year-old boy. His father was in his life. So they don't put out he was troubled and he had mental issues or whatever, because this wasn't a black kid. And even though it just shows you that officers, police, will abuse their authority.
Yeah.
A little boy who complied. It's like, aren't you guys, if the kid is complying with you and you guys are trained to take down even bigger people who are armed, but you see a little boy who's complying, throws away what seemed to be a gun, puts his hand up. You see in the video, I didn't watch the video, but I do see, I did watch like the little stills, has his hand up. And you guys shoot him.
And they shoot him anyway.
So, yeah. This story really got to me, and I was like, I'm just shutting.
Look at this child. He is a child. 13-year-old, and I've got. Anyway,
and Lori Lightfoot was sitting on this, y'all. She was sitting on this, and I don't think this is the first time that she sat on police video, because they want to make sure that the town don't go crazy. But why wouldn't the town or the city or the state come out for this? Why not? Why not hit the streets and tear stuff up for this? You know, this is ridiculous, because you've hurt your community, you've hurt your state, you've betrayed them by sitting on this footage, knowing what happened. That's a little boy. Look at him.
She's carrying on the same BS that Rahm Emanuel carried on, holding back the footage of Laquan McDonald being shot 17 times. And I believe Laquan was either 16 or 17. Here's a 13-year-old boy, and they've got him cornered. They've got him up against a fence or against the wall. His hands are literally up, but they killed him anyway. They killed him anyway. They killed him anyway. And that's, and you know what? The amount of excuses that people will make in order to justify this, in order to make sure that nobody, see, we're not crazy. They can't make sure that nobody responds. They know we're going to respond. They know we're going to protest. They know we're going to do the things that we normally do. What they're trying to do, and when I say they, I'm talking about the people who make excuses for this. The people say, oh, he shouldn't have resisted, or somebody's going to say, well, he didn't resist. The next person will say, well, he shouldn't have ran. All right, well, he ran, but is that a reason to execute him? No. But the reason they play those games over and over and over again is because they have one job, and that is to delay actual change. They don't care if they have to excuse children getting killed. They don't care if they have to excuse white people getting killed. So long as they can make sure that nothing actually changes, they're willing to make up anything. They're willing to say anything. They'll excuse. They don't care that this is a 13-year-old seventh grader with his hands up in a corner being chased down by grown men with guns. They don't care so long as nothing ever changes. So here we go. This is another person sacrificed on the altar of police in this country.
Yeah. And I just, Lori Lightfoot, I know somebody said she didn't try to bury it like Rom did, the story. But I feel like a day, 2 days, as a person, period, who sees a child getting shot, it's out that day. And I'm literally making sure that the city is shook. The police departments are shook because we know. And the people now know. And they're going to be held accountable.
Yeah.
As a leader of anywhere, I'm making sure, listen, this is about to shake up this city and state. I got y'all back. And I don't accept what they did. This is a baby to me, a 13-year-old kid that his 90-year-old grandfather has outlived him because a police officer thought this little boy was too dangerous.
You know what the number one thing they have to do? The number one way they get away with this is by making sure that not enough people actually have goddamn empathy. Because the way you just framed it, his 90-year-old grandfather outlived him. 13-year-old child. Can you imagine if every parent in this country, or hell, even the majority of parents in this country, empathized with what that parent is going through right now? What Dante Wright's mother and parents are going through right now, right? What the mothers and the fathers of all these people who have been shot by police, and think about how deep it actually goes, because not only are you dealing with the loss of your child, you're dealing with the loss of your child at the hands of the government, who's saying that they're here to protect you, that they're here to serve you. And then you see all these police officers get celebrated. Some of them don't even lose their job. Look at Jacob Blake. He's the guy who shot Jacob Blake. Even though Jacob Blake is alive, he's paralyzed. That cop is back at work. And so you have to sit back and watch. You have to sit back and watch the people who either killed your child or your child barely survived. You have to sit back and watch them get celebrated in the media while they attack your children in the media. Now, imagine if millions of parents could identify with that type of anger and that type of just trauma. Man, this country would change in no time flat, because we would literally all be in the streets. But the number one tool America has to make sure that there's nothing changes about this system is to make sure that we cannot identify with our neighbor, with their pain. And so it's all reduced down to a game. It's all reduced down, oh, he should have complied. Oh, he shouldn't have been running. Also that people cannot have empathy for what those parents are going through. Otherwise, we would have burned this shit to the ground a long time ago.
I couldn't imagine losing one of my nephews. I mean, Tamir Rice was holding
12
a toy, and they shot him, and they closed the case, and they're trying to reopen it. So,
children.
These are children, and I don't know why, it's just depressing. It's really sad, and
it really is.
And to follow it with imagine all the other kids that have been shot by police this week. Maybe that has been under the radar in small towns and small cities. That just comes about as an overnight shooting, a shooting that happened in an apartment complex, a shooting that happened over here, a young man, you know, or a man, because sometimes they'll call the kid a man.
Right.
You
call a 16.
That little boy is the 15-year-old boy.
They would call a 15-year-old boy. And man, hell, they try to do it with Tamir Rice. They did it with Tamir Rice. And to shift gears, I want to shift gears a little bit here. Same topic, but it's getting so absurd, right? The level of lies that is required to excuse the police state-sanctioned murder of young children and black men and women and just people in general. The level of excuses have gotten so absurd that even Pat Robertson from the 700 Club, who I absolutely don't like, it's so absurd that he's having to call it out as being ridiculous. Take a look at this clip where Pat Robertson is actually on the right side of an issue for the first time in my lifetime, because what the police are saying in the Dante Wright case is so ridiculous. Let's take a look at it.
Also, I want to say, you know, I think a lot of people are thinking, like I was, that both the gun and the taser would be put on your dominant side, but it's not that way.
Yeah, but they have to cross where they have them different.
So you actually have to reach across yourself to get
feel the difference. I mean,
it's definitely
there's just no comparison. As I say, they're not making tasers in this yellow color anymore. They're making they did it in black. They're making them yellow. Now, how she made the difference was she shot that poor guy to death, saying, "This is what I thought. I thought was my taser." And if you can't tell the difference in the feel of those things, it's crazy. Anyhow, she deserves, but, I am pro-police, folks. I think we need the police. We need their servants, and they do a good job. But if they don't stop this onslaught, they cannot do this. You know, the police in Virginia picked up a lieutenant in the Army and began to give him trouble. And our state police are highly trained. But why they don't stop this? And this thing is going on in Minnesota, but the Derek Chauvin, I mean, they ought to put him under the jail. He has caused so much trouble by kneeling on the death of George Floyd. It's just, on his neck. It's just terrible what's happening. And the police, why don't they open their eyes to what the public relations are? They've got to stop this stuff.
Maybe they need more training.
Now, I'll be honest with you. I think your guy is realizing that he's like one step from the grave, and so maybe he's trying to have, he's trying to get right.
Yeah,
I agree with you, Ben. I can't even lie, Ben. I was just about to say, Ben, he's giving me, and I hate to say it, and this is no disrespect, he's giving me John McCain's last moments trying to make things right. That's what I'm getting from it.
Yeah, agreed.
When John McCain was trying to make things right, all of a sudden, he's like, I don't stand for this policy, and I'm going to make sure that as I go, things is right.
He said, I got one more chance before I bust hell wide
all
open.
Of a sudden, he knows the name of George Floyd. And then he literally said Derek Chauvin should be under the jail.
Under the jail.
Then he says, they got to reach across? How dare
to
they?
The dominant side?
That's a thing? Oh my God!
She thought this was a pistol. Okay,
bro, they are trained. I said, and this is me agreeing on the side. Like, you right, Pat? You right, Pat? Pat?
Okay, Pat. We see you.
The co-host was like, "There's just no way. This just doesn't make sense. It was on the dominant side. Like this doesn't." And he's like, "It just doesn't make any sense. They got to throw them under the jail."
His hand couldn't even hold it. That's how I know.
Somebody in the chat talking about them two were playing with the guns. They talking about they were ducking. They were scared. I'm like, I'm on TV. Oh, wait a minute.
Was anybody else nervous?
Because he was like, shoot, his hand already. You lost the phone. It got about 3 fingers working on that hand.
When I was a little kid, man. When I was a little kid, the best barber in the barbershop when I was a little kid, his hands were shaking more with that razor blade than Pat Robertson's hands were just shaking with that gun. So I did feel whoever said that in the chat room, I felt a little nervous watching it through the camera because the way he was shaking that gun was like it at any moment it could literally shoot to the internet. It looked like a fake
gun though. It looked like a replica gun or whatever.
Yeah, replica. Yeah.
But how wrong do you have to be for Pat Robertson to be on the right side of an issue? That's where we are.
Well, you got to be wrong, but also wrong in a time where Pat knows I don't know how much I got left. And all the hatred that I done spewed in Jesus' name. And then, all of that I got a few more days left and maybe this will cover the multitude of my sins.
Man. Pat Robertson's
key things. He didn't just say stuff like what's his name? Geraldo Rivera or whatever. Yeah. He didn't really say surface level things. He said, Derek Chauvin should be under the jail. Come on, somebody. And he said George Floyd's name.
He said his name like he actually understood and connected with it. So this is absolutely, he knows at any moment, it's a wrap for him. So he's like,
have something good on his report card.
So
not just for
you gotta get that one check.
Not just for a specific group of people, but for all people. And he thought, let me throw black folks in there because it'll make sense.
Oh my God. He said, maybe I can, he's trying to get a C average. He's trying to see his way into heaven right now. So, all right, good on you, Pat Robertson, for getting it right for the first time. Because I don't think I've ever had a clip where I actually could say he said it right. But I don't see anything, there's literally nothing to criticize about that clip except for the fact that he's Pat Robertson. That's it.
Yeah. And I know that you said, we were saying, behind the scenes, we know Ben usually like I said, you've ate Pat Robinson for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, part of your keto diet, right? But now it's like, I was like, what does Ben have to say about this? Because this is crazy. I was like, he ain't gonna be able to say nothing about this one.
Listen. I follow the truth, man. If he's speaking the truth, because he was speaking the truth in that clip, I guess if I had to pick one thing, if there's just one thing that he said, I support the police. No, we don't. We don't support.
But he had to say that for context. He's like, look at me, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all know I support them popos, but I got to just to show us that he is being real about what he's saying. Like, look, I too have talked about supporting the police. I like the blue line, the thin blue line. I'm all about that. But this right here is out of line. This is out of hand.
Don't send me to hell, Jesus. George Floyd, say their names. This man's last episode.
He ain't even got no voice left, okay?
His last episode, he just going to be like, I know the Lord is going to call me tomorrow, so I just need to call out all the names. And he going to go down the list of all the names of black folks killed by the police. Watch him, I'm telling you. Men do a lot of crazy things when they think they're going to hell.
Right.
No, seriously. I feel like it was his, and like I said, and I say this name, John McCain, because I remember when I saw John McCain cleaning up and I said, something must be going on. You know what I mean? Something must be happening. And then
sorry, John, that last vote wasn't enough to get you into heaven, John. So
I wouldn't say that, Ben. See, Ben, you've been taking it way over here.
Right,
and
Rebecca.
I stay right here with you, Ben. You taking it way over here. I can't speak on where the good Lord sent the person, but you be taking it over here. I just
say hello to Ronald Reagan for us, John McCain.
Oh, see, I think that it's time to go.
Damn it,
take it to the after party.
Hey, somebody said he went from Pat Robinson to Project Pat dropping bars.
That's funny.
That's funny as hell.
I tell you. Somebody in the chat. Wait. Savage Sweetheart said Pat's last words gonna be Black Lives Matter. He go get the pearly gates and Jesus gonna be like, nigga, please. All right, let's go. Let's go to
Negro,
Lord,
please.
I try to keep it right here, Lord, and they're taking it here, and here. Even they got the people in the chat acting there with them, Jesus.
Oh, man. No. Hey, before we go to the after party, I want everybody to put Pat Robinson's last words in the chat room. Mine is, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. That's what he gonna say in his last words.
Mine gonna be, and Jemima, I'm so sorry. I love your pancakes.
His is gonna be, I'm a savage. Classic, bougie, magic. him. Ben,
oh my God. Oh no, I'm dying. Y'all killing me. Oh, but read them. One Lost Spirit said his last words are gonna be like, I had one black friend. Oh my goodness. Okay. Man, shout out to Pat Robertson trying to get right with the universe before he dies. Good on you, man. Good on you. You need about I don't know. He needs about 700. The name of the show is 700 Club. He need about 700 episodes to redeem all that bullshit he's done over the years. Anyway. All right, folks. What y'all got? Let's go to the after party and continue with all the rest of this stuff.
We gotta take it to the after party.
I'm gonna drop these names, and I'll meet y'all in the after party. I'm gonna drop our new patron list.
Okay,
and
I'll meet y'all over there.
Oh, and definitely do me a favor. Keep recording because I want to make sure we get the names of all the patrons and all the subscribers. We want to get it included in the podcast. And listen, that's another way you can support us. Go subscribe to the podcast and just download it. Whether or not you listen to it or not, download it because I know you're watching us live. James, give us the names of those folks, and we'll see everybody else in the after party while I go.
Love you guys.
Dry my tears over here.
Right. All right, everybody. Welcome to the new patron party. I'm dying right now. All right, y'all. Our new patrons. New patrons, y'all. Y'all give it up for the new patrons. Marvin P. Welcome, Marvin P. Welcome. Jonathan G. Welcome. Dancing. James C. Welcome. Our new church subscribers. Our new Twitch subscribers. Frost Banana. Living Tribunal subscribe with Prime. Living Tribunal welcome. And Pink Moon subscribe for 4 months. Thank you. The doors of Like It or Not are open, y'all. Make sure that you go to the Patreon and join. We will be here whether you like it or not, y'all. Welcome. Come on in, join, like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff so you know when Like It or Not is going down, y'all. And we will see y'all in the after party. Thank you. Reverend, take them on now, Lord. Man, I can't stand y'all. All right, y'all. Love y'all. See y'all at the after party.